After the Civil War, the United States was fertile ground for the growth of industry. Thousands of miles of railroad track connected the sprawling nation. And as the railroad system grew, it became cheaper and more efficient to use. America was the land of invention in the late 1800s. Communicating took a giant step forward when Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. Life became brighter for most Americans after Thomas Edison invented the light bulb and sparked the electrical revolution by wiring a small area in downtown New York City for electric lights. When Edison's system was switched on, it dazzled the nation. The creation of the automobile also changed the way people lived, largely thanks to Henry Ford. He introduced the moving assembly line, which made cars so cheap many people could afford them. And in 1903, brothers Orville and Wilbur Wright realized the dream of flight. During this exciting time in industrial expansion, steel became the magic metal. As cities and businesses boomed, steel was needed to erect tall buildings and build bridges. Andrew Carnegie became the king of steelmaking by building up a collection of mills. By the 1890s, the Carnegie Steel Company was producing more steel than the whole of England. The oil business was also very lucrative. In 1870, entrepreneur John D. Rockefeller founded Standard Oil. His company's new methods of refining oil turned petroleum into lubricants for machines and kerosene for lamps. The empires of Rockefeller and Carnegie made them very rich men. However, their businesses could not have succeeded without the workers. Mechanics and machine operators were in great demand. Most of these jobs were available in the factories of big cities. As cities like New York, Chicago, and Boston grew, many laborers were trained to meet the new demand for factory workers. City populations swelled. In 1860, only 1 American in 6 lived in a city. By 1890, 1 in 3 did. The flood of immigrants entering the country made up a large part of the new workforce. People emigrated from all parts of Europe to the United States in record numbers between 1870 and 1900. During the 1880s alone, around 5 million immigrants entered the country. 60-hour work weeks were common, and workers had no benefits such as pensions or payments if they were injured or lost their jobs. In the 1890s, a wave of bitter strikes swept the country's factories. Workers at Andrew Carnegie's steel factory in Homestead, Pennsylvania, went on strike in protest of wage cuts. The government called in soldiers to break up the picketing workers. Workers boycotted George Pullman's railroad works in 1894 after he slashed their wages and raised rents in the town where they lived. Again, U.S. troops crushed the strikes and returned the railroads to working order. As cities grew, the need for new buildings offered jobs in construction. Called skyscrapers, these new structures often soared 10 to 20 stories high. They stood as symbols of power and the achievement of the American dream. Still, much of that dream was denied to the immigrants who lived in poverty in slums. Unsanitary living conditions led to outbreaks of disease, which spread quickly and killed many people. But many immigrants became citizens, giving them the right to vote. Politicians courted their vote as a means of securing a victory on election night. William Boss Tweed was one of the most notorious of these politicians. Tweed used bribery and other illegal tactics to sway immigrant votes and secure the power of Tammany Hall, the Democratic political machine in New York City. Corruption became widespread, and eventually the public demanded that steps be taken to clean up city governments.